Hello there, Westwood Farm School. It's Dan here from Christchurch, Tilehurst. I'm really sorry I can't be with you in person today, so I hope you don't mind me sending you a little video today. Now, I'm the pastor of a church, and a church is a group of Christians, and Christians love and trust in God and Jesus Christ, his Son. And as I'm sure you know, it's Christmas time right now, isn't it? And that's when Christians love to celebrate the birth of Jesus and when he came into the world. Now, birthdays are great, aren't they? I think it's fantastic to celebrate your birthday and your life. But why do Christians think Jesus' birthday is so special? Well, that's what I want to talk about with you today. And first of all, I thought it would be great if we just recap the Christmas story, which I'm sure you know very well by now. So I've got over here my nativity scene. Here it is, and you may recognize some of these characters already. The story starts a long time ago with a couple called Mary and Joseph, and they were going to be married when suddenly in comes an angel, and the angel says to Mary and Joseph that Mary's going to have a son, but not just any son. He's going to be the savior of the world. You can call him Jesus. In fact, Jesus' name means savior, or another name for him would be Emmanuel, and Emmanuel means God with us. Wow, this was very special news indeed, and Mary and Joseph believed the angel and the good news. And you may remember as well, there was a census that was going on. So that meant Joseph had to take Mary all the way to the town where he came from, which was a town called Bethlehem. So off they go, maybe on a donkey, who knows. So here we are. That was quick. They arrived in Bethlehem, but it was pretty crowded at the time, so maybe they had to stay in a stable like this. We know they had to put the baby Jesus in a manger, so maybe they were in a stable like this. And while they were there, the baby Jesus was born. So there we go. Now, of course, this was a really special birthday, wasn't it? It was the birthday of God's Son, God coming into the world. So who should be the first people to know about this? That's right, of course, shepherds. And there were some shepherds outside Bethlehem looking after their sheep. So here we are. Here's a couple of shepherds with their sheep. And the angel appeared to them as well and said, "Hey, I've got some great news. God has come, the Savior of the world. He's been born in Bethlehem. He's been wrapped in cloths and lying in a manger. This is good news for you and for everybody." And the shepherds were like, "Whoa, no way, this is amazing." And then there was a whole host of angels that appeared in the sky praising God at this wonderful news. God had come to rescue his people. So the shepherds trotted on down to Bethlehem and they found the baby Jesus just like the angel had said, and they worshipped him. And of course, we know there were some other people who knew about Jesus' birth, some really clever guys. We call them magi or wise men. And they saw a star appear in the sky and they knew that meant God had come. A new king had been born and they wanted to come and find him. So here they are. Here's our very clever men. And they had some gifts of gold, frankincense and myrrh. And they followed the star that they had seen and it led them all the way to Jesus. So one, gold, frankincense, and myrrh on the scene, and maybe their camel came as well. All right, let's throw the angel in there as well. There we are. There's our nativity scene, the birth of Jesus. So that's basically the Christmas story, and we've begun to realize actually why it's so important. As I've said, it's about Emmanuel, God with us, God coming into the world. So let me try and show you why this is so important to Christians. So the story starts with God himself. And God made the world. And God absolutely loved this world. It was really the overflow of his love. And into this world, he put us, human beings, so that we would know him and enjoy all of his love. The problem was, human beings said no to God's love. They didn't want God. They wanted to live their own lives in their own way without God's love. And because of that, all of the bad things and sad things came into our world. Another word is sin, because people didn't want God's love anymore. So what was God going to do about this? Because he still loved the world. Well, this is why he sent Jesus. God really became a human being like us, so that we could see and know his love ourselves. And Jesus spoke about God's love. He showed people God's love by caring for them. This was an amazing gift. God was now with us again to show us his love. God with us. And Christians like to think about this like light. Here's a candle. Light coming into the darkness of this world. We might think of it like a torch, right? Shining in the darkness. Another image here would be what's this? A present, right? Jesus is like a gift, something we don't deserve, but to show us God's wonderful love for us. But here's what Jesus did. As the greatest act of love, he took all of the bad and the sad in our lives and in our hearts, and he died for us on a cross, which was a way that people used to kill people back then. Pretty nasty. But Jesus took all the bad and the sad, and he died for us on the cross. It was almost like all of this died with Jesus on the cross. Then he came back to life to bring us to God again, so that we would know his love once more. And that anybody who says yes to Jesus, who says, yeah, I believe Jesus is God's son who can save me from all the bad and the sad, well, they can know God's love again as well. So this is why Christmas is so special to Christians, because it's really all about God coming into the world to show us his love again and to bring us back to him, to take away all the bad and the sad. He's like a light shining into the darkness of this world. That's why Christians use candles and lights at Christmas time to help remind us that Jesus is like the light. And I've got some Advent candles behind me right now. Let me go and light them. Well, I hope that helps you understand a bit more about what Christmas is all about and why it's so special to Christians. It's a celebration of God coming into this world as Jesus Christ to show us God's love, to save us from all the bad things and the sad things. He's like a light that shines in the darkness. And I hope for you this Christmas it will be special too, with all the bad things and the sad things that you might have in your life, that you might find some help when you think about Jesus. Westwood Farm, have a very happy Christmas, and I hope I see you soon. Bye-bye.